Hey guys, thank you for being here. Today I'm looking at a slew of accessories from AMVR. You know who they are, but I have never used their stuff. Today we've got their facial interface. I'm looking at that. We've got their grips compared to those from Kiwi. And we've got the AMVR extension grips for Beatsaber. Three different things. How do they work in conjunction with each other? Do they work with the stock dock? And just what are my thoughts in general? We're going to get into all of it. You're watching Bringhurst VR. So let's begin with the facial interface. I mean, that's easy enough, right? What I have on here right now is the stock interface. I'm going to take this off. And let's open this puppy. I can't open it. Where's the opening? I found it. Right out the box, we have got what looks to be a one-piece pad. And then the interface. And there's a pad already attached to it. How is this going to be different? Okay, so this pad that comes with it is a plush memory foam. And let's compare it to the stock. So right out the gate, the stock is just a foam. It's not memory foam. Will that matter? Additionally, this fabric over this, it's fabric. It just absorbs sweat, whereas this is more of a pleather, I think. So anything that's on it, you just wipe it off. Already right out the gate, the differences are pretty clear. I mean, just even looking at this nose piece, this has got, this nose flap is meant to kind of block all light, apparently. This has no such thing. And now we're going to look at these grips from AMVR. How do they compare? I can tell you right now that the closest thing to them that I've seen so far is Kiwi. They're very similar to Kiwi. They're clearly not just carbon copies. What they've done is they've taken the concept as far as the never take these off again. So it's got a similar door in that sense. Just as Kiwi, we've got the hole right there. And where it differs, as you can see, we've got this notch that comes up right here. And then there's a groove right here that's meant to grab onto that notch so it keeps everything in place. So that's what they're going for. I can tell you that as far as how it feels and the way that it's made, it's got a similar grommet right there. Very similar to what we had from Kiwi. Kind of a brushed metal. It's very appealing to look at. Now, I will say, compared to Kiwi, this top lip over the thing here, it doesn't grab it as well, I don't think. And if you look at this, I mean, I can just pull this down. But it snaps right back up. So it's good in that sense. You'd be hard-pressed to pull that down with Kiwi, but the fact that this just pops right back up, I'm not going to complain about it. And then, of course, if you're interested in keeping the loops coming out the bottom of the grips, I don't know who you are, but if that's you, there is a thing right down there where I pipe that through. Sorry, I got to keep like bailing out of the shot because otherwise I don't think I can. It just, maybe if I cover my face. Yeah, then we can do it, but that's a lot of work. And next up, let's look at these extension grips. I'm just looking at these right now, putting them on, but we're going to actually spend some time with these. And at the end of the video, we'll see how they go. What do we have here? What is this? Okay, so in the box, we got a red and a blue. Feels good. Like a new bicycle handle or something. It feels good. This. What is this? And then they also give us this, which already it looks like doors. Doors to the controllers. Doors to the controllers. And now that that's on, there is a door right there that gives us access to the bottom of the battery. Why? What do you intend? What is your purpose? Let's find out. Clever. Oh, okay. I know what this is. I got this. So you got this door right here. Get out of the way right there. But then also this thing right here, I think that's meant to go into that compartment to keep it locked in. So it's lined up with the battery, and then if I close it, it's locked. I gotta say, I've never used something like this before, but it's nice seeing something that is new. I have never seen a method like that contribute toward the securing of a controller, and that's pretty nifty. There is zero question in my mind that that's going to come out. Good. Now, mind you, all of this is like, I don't need instructions, but I can tell you right now, if you have that loop coming down the bottom of your controller, there's a place right here to pull out that thing, and then you loop it around, connect it to this loop right there, and then simply lock that down. So it's an extra level, but I am not going to do that. I don't have loops. I don't want loops. Loops are dumb. And this battery thing, that's perfect. So that's what we're looking at today. We're looking at the replacement facial interface. We're looking at the new grips and these puppies right here. Let's go play with these things. Okay, I'm back. I've been playing. I threw my daughter in Beatsaber here. We'll look at some of that. As far as Beatsaber goes, I was playing Cheer Up by Twice. That's my go-to. Like, as far as Expert Plus, I can't play the music for you here. I'm going to put something else over it. And I did find out what this thing is for. Screw this on. They send one, which means that very likely this is meant to be like a baseball bat. I know there are baseball games. I haven't played them, but they send one for an extra long extension. Something I do want to comment on regarding this. Let's start with this, okay? I mentioned that there's this hook right here piping through the loop and tightening it in. Now, I will say I had no issues. The controller was not about to come out. This thing holds it great. There's a little bit of rattle to it if that's not locked down. It kind of, like if I move it, it stays where it's supposed to be at least, okay? This other one, it just dangles. It's not tight enough. If you're not using loops and I'm not using loops, I don't even have loops, then that is what you're going to hear the whole time, which is kind of a bummer. But that's going to be something they could fix. They know about it now, and hopefully by the time you get yours, that won't be an issue. I did not know what to expect when playing Beatsaber with these, and I am surprised. I thought that it would like increase immersion or something. I thought that it would make the game more fun. What it does though is intentionally makes the game more difficult, as far as I can tell. You need a larger play space if you're going to be using that. The weight of it is something that can't be understated, and you're constantly gripping. You have to hold on to it. You know, you're gripping it. Whereas if you're playing with grips, you're not even holding anything. You're just kind of swinging your hands, you know? So I think who this is for someone who is Expert Plus and they're just bored. They're just bored and they're looking for a way to, I mean, it's like going on a hike and deliberately wearing like a lead vest or something. Like, I think that's what this is. I respect it. Let's move on to the grips. The grips I like a lot. For my test, I played Space Pirate Trainer. And I got a pretty good workout in there. They feel good. I like how they feel. I like how they fit. You know, this is always going to be, what kind of grips are you looking for? What is important to you? Do you want a pair of grips that are never going to come off again? Do you use a charging dock? I'm happy to say that the facial interface, let's move on. I mean, the grips are great. They're, what can I say? They don't come off. They feel good. They're secure. I like them. But the facial interface, for me, the headset charges just fine with that interface on the stock Meta dock. But the controllers are going to be a different thing altogether. As far as I know, AMVR does not have a dock yet built for the Meta Quest 3. So if you want to use controllers like these where they never come off again, as far as I know, the only thing you can do is grab that Kiwi design dock, which I've made a video for. I'll link in the description, but I'm gonna revisit that with this new camera and just the ability to really better like look at this stuff. I mean, I can really get in there and get granular on this now, you know? Now, I gave away the Kiwi design dock and the battery head strap. You know, the winner of the quest got that. But they're sending it to me again. I want to revisit it. I want to look at it with some fresh eyes and just a better camera. So we're going to be looking at that. But right now, AMVR. Should you get these? I'll just reiterate real quick. I love the grips. I think that they're great. I personally prefer ProTube VR, but there are some downsides to those, mainly stemming from, you know, are you invested in like rechargeable batteries, and do you want to go the route of not having to take off your grips anymore? If that's the case, then that's it. You could do a lot worse than what AMVR is offering here. But for me, because I have the Meta Quest dock, I'm just always going to turn back to something that I can quickly take off and throw on there. So that's me. The facial interface is comfortable. After playing Beatsaber, I had to hand it off to my daughter. She played a couple rounds as well, and it was nice and refreshing because I'd forgotten kind of what it can be like. Just wiping it down, and it's done because of that, you know, pleather that's made of. Whereas the stock interface is foam. It just kind of absorbs. Granted, the BoboVR S3 Pro with its fan kind of does a good job of cutting down on some of that. But as far as that BoboVR S3 Pro making more noise, it is making more noise. The sound of the fan is different than it was 4 weeks ago. It still seems to blow air just fine, but it sounds different. So I'm going to have to look into that. Maybe I'll make another video. Let me know what you guys thought of this. Are you going to grab any of this stuff? If you are, then the link is in the description. And if you use the code BRINGHURSTVR, you'll get 5% off out the door. Thank you to AMVR for kind of hosting this video with their accessories. And yeah, I look forward to what else they come out with. Thank you to my Patreon subscribers and my YouTube members. I don't think I have any of those, but, you know, I appreciate you in future context, I suppose. And, yeah, you guys have been watching Bring Hers to VR.